Today, we're talking about what happens when your friends don't show up for your dreams, how to keep going with heart, humor, and a little help from strangers on the internet. I'm Beth,
I'm Jennifer.
and we are in two closets today.
Yes,
Yes,
something different.
or closet adjacent in your case.
Right. We're
Fun
next to me.
story. This is one of those Beth and Jen bloopers. We recorded this whole podcast a couple of weeks ago,
Yes, it
and
was really good.
listening back, there was a ton of feedback. We were trying something new in the closet, and apparently it worked once, but it didn't work twice. So, in an
Did
effort
we do it?
to get caught up, and because of time, here we are. So, we are,
Different, but we're
yeah,
it's similar.
yeah. So, real talk, have you ever poured your heart into something like a dream, maybe a podcast, a project, and then the people that you thought would show up don't? Like, no comment, no review, no you go girl, just crickets wearing cute shoes.
And meanwhile, strangers on the internet are like, "You changed my life," and like, "Where are my friends?"
And
You ever get that?
we're not trying to be petty. Okay,
No,
maybe just a little, maybe just a little.
tiny bit, tiny bit. Seriously, today we're going to talk about the sting of silence, unmet expectations, and how to keep showing up even if your cheer squad is MA.
Yes, we'll get a new cheer squad because
Yes,
this isn't just about us. It's literally about every woman who's ever dared to create something and wondered if anyone cared.
we care. We brought snacks.
Okay. So let's talk about getting crickets from your circle, right?
Yes. Oh, disclaimer, everyone. We are not specifically talking about anyone in particular. This is a general conversation. So I just want to get that.
No
No
fingers
blame
being
or,
pointed. No.
yes.
But if you feel pointed at, you
Sorry.
could explore that. I don't know. Um, but for real,
Yes.
when you put something out and you don't get the feedback that you anticipated, a lot of things can come up. You could be sad, you could be angry, resentment can creep in, which is
Yes.
not where you want to go. And it's easy to start questioning your own worth.
Right.
And I know that asking for support is probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. I think you can relate, Jen.
Yes. I think asking for help is one of the hardest things on all levels. I have
Yeah.
I have a hard time with it, especially with career creativeness. There's
And
like a block there
yeah,
somehow.
and we're going to
So I
talk
get it.
about what causes that. Um, but when you put yourself out and you ask and you get nothing, you could spiral, right? But then there are strangers and there are people from our past that reach out that we would have never expected, and they come out of left field, and it's nice, it's like it's reassuring. So,
And
mhm.
side note, speaking of that, someone at work is like, "Oh my God, I'm so glad you brought this to life. It's exactly what I needed," because she's in
Yeah.
her later years. I mean, her.
Okay, okay, you want to tread gently
I didn't
there.
mean later years,
It's 52.
but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, just the age thing.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So listeners, what's something that you created and someone close to you completely ignored that you thought would have showed up for you? Um, Drop it in the comments, email
Yes,
us
let
at
us know.
twointhecloset at gmail. We want to hear your input too. So let's talk about what's actually going on.
Okay. What what is before that? Have you ever felt completely ignored?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was probably the inspiration for this
Yeah,
podcast.
I would think. Yes, I would think. I would
No,
think.
yeah, and we're going to dive deeper into vulnerability, but when you are ignored and you expect, you know, it's there's a lot of expectations.
Right.
So,
So what's actually going on? the shoulds that set up, blah, 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 I could talk,
Mm-hmm.
that set us up to suffer.
Because those are
Um,
self-inflicted, right?
yes, 100%. Common reasons close friends don't show up. There are some reasons they don't understand what we're doing. Like some people,
I don't even understand it sometimes.
I don't either. So you can imagine how they feel.
Good point.
Right.
Look
They're
at
like,
us.
wait,
Look at us healing, Jennifer. Look at it. Look
right?
at it.
I'm doing so much healing, by the way, but that's another story. Okay. Don't know what reviews are or shares. Now,
Mhm.
I know for me, this has been learning curve. I'm very clueless when it comes to social media. So sometimes I don't know where the buttons are or what does this mean or what
I get a lot of
reviews.
private messages that were meant for public comment.
Yeah, I'm going to learn how to not do that. But it's it's something that like I'll say, hey, do a review, do this. And they're like, I
Hmm.
think they hear it, but they
Hmm.
just,
And just a note, let's remind everybody at the end what those things do. I'm going to give myself a note while you continue
okay,
on.
okay,
I just
that's
want to
perfect.
explain. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's important. And also, people or friends think they already have supported.
Hmm.
And yes, people, will say, good job, that's awesome. But sometimes you have to go a little extra mile. If
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
I mean, not pointing fingers.
No, stop saying that. I feel like you are.
I know, right?
I like every
Um,
one of your goddamn posts. All right.
I know, right? Also, emotional or unavailable. Some people
Hmm.
are not available to engage um, this so in social media.
Yeah.
So
And you talked about this because listeners, Jennifer is starting her TikTok and she's like, why can I see so many liking or see so many views but
yeah,
no likes? So we all scroll and maybe I don't like every single post that I see in a news feed at a given time,
right,
and so I can do better there too for my people, for the people that I'm supporting that way. I can
right,
be more proactive about just making sure either I like it, but a comment is always better
right,
algorithmically for every
right.
platform. So, but the emotionally unavailable part I think is so true because people are
I think so
going
too.
through their crap right now.
In their own shit.
Or yeah, and they are preoccupied. Like, who gives a crap about two girls sitting in a closet once a week, when
My
I'm
life
trying to pay
is
my rent?
right.
So
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true.
so
And
giving grace, I think, is really before before anybody goes on the attack or the defensive of somebody for not shoulding the way we think they
right.
should,
Good.
maybe take a beat and contemplate that maybe that person has something going on that's not allowing them to fully engage or participate in your little life
Right,
at the
right,
moment,
right.
right?
And also, I think when you don't know, let's say something's going on with a friend and they're MIA, then we start questioning ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And that's something, a learning thing for me, because I sometimes keep everything in and I need to let people, but
yeah,
so that's that too.
yeah. So we're all growing and learning. And I
Yes.
love this quote that I found. It says, "Love and
Yes.
support don't always look the same, and expecting
Love that.
applause from the wrong section just makes you feel unheard."
I love that.
I do
Thank
too,
you for
because
finding
that's
that.
exactly it. If my attention is over here, why isn't this group of people responding? Then I'm missing all these people over here that are like, oh my God, that really helped me. And maybe they're too shy to say that or whatever.
Right. Right.
But the goal is you put it out there and you do it.
Right. Regardless of
The
anything
outcome, you have
else.
to stay unattached to it. But there
Exactly.
are ways that we can heal without becoming hardened and resentful, right? So I'm a big believer in feeling your feelings, not squishing them down and
Yes.
choking them down, because
Right.
as we know, that crap leads to disease long term. So you never want to just deny
No. And it
And
doesn't feel good. It
no,
feels
and
yucky.
yeah, and then you're always like stuck right here because there's something you want to say, but you don't say it. So feel whatever you're feeling about a circumstance, feel it completely and name it. I'm angry, I'm hurt, I feel ignored. Whatever it is, journal it. You don't have to make a declaration of it,
Right, right,
but
right.
to yourself, except to yourself, and let go of the shoulds. Like my teacher always says, don't should on yourself, right? And don't should on other people either.
Right.
There's no shoulds. There
No, you're
just
right.
is. It just is,
It
right?
is. And
So don't put expectations or requirements on others. And especially don't do that if you're not doing it yourself, right?
I
You
know,
know, I
right,
mean,
right,
it's the finger pointing and four are coming back at me. So turn your attention toward the people that do show up for you. Acknowledge that, right?
I agree. I agree.
Yeah. And it's not a tit for tat. Oh, you're liking my stuff, so now I'm going to like yours.
Right,
I had a friend on social media during COVID, a lifelong childhood friend
right. I
who
think
I
you told me.
suddenly discovered had unfriended me. And when I reached out to find out why, the response was because you aren't liking my posts and I see you liking
Oh
other
my
people's
God.
posts. And I thought to myself, well, how would you know that unless you were going to our mutual friends and seeing
And
and
checking up.
counting up like how many times I'd like, don't do that. That's
That
or
is
that is, no,
that's
don't do that.
have have a conversation. That
Yeah,
is
have a
just plain out.
conversation for God's sakes. And
That is plain rude.
protect your energy, not your bitterness. Don't hold so
I like that one.
closely onto bitterness that it consumes you and keep showing up. And again, not in a tit for tat quid pro quo, it's early this
Right.
morning,
It is.
way, but with healthy boundaries, even if it isn't reciprocated, because even if it's not reciprocated from the object, that person, it's going to
Right.
come from somewhere else. The universe is friendly. It is going to give you back what you put into it. So be the support you would like to see from others,
Exactly.
and
And
it will
also,
start to turn.
it's true. And also, just put it out there. That's what I
Yeah.
really learned by even doing this.
Oh,
Just
yeah. You
it's
just got to
scary
take the leap.
because you don't know what,
Yeah.
I think in your mind, what people are going to think. Well, it doesn't really matter. Put it out there. It's
Yeah.
scary, but that's
We have, when I look at the analytics of our podcast, our target audience is women 50 and older.
right.
And the major number of viewers and listeners is coming from women 60 and over. So we are in our target. So we don't know who all those people are. I don't know anybody in Portugal, but we have at least one listener there.
Right. Right.
And we've got at least one in the UK, which I think you know. But
Yes.
we don't know where these people are finding us. When I look on Spotify, it's coming to us from search. So it's not
It's
coming
so
from links that we shared with people. It's coming from
right.
people searching whatever they're searching. So
It's
that
really cool though.
I
It
know it's
is.
very
It's
cool to watch. And what a really good way to reframe spiritually how
mhm,
we're feeling about individuals that we think, again, should, which we don't
right.
do anymore.
No
They don't
shoulds.
have to get it. They don't have to get us. We get it.
No.
I get it. You get it.
Right.
And the
Right.
people that are meant for this message will also get it. They will find us.
And if
The
not, that's
story.
okay too.
Yeah, but they will because that's the
Right.
nature of the universe. You're an attractor field. So you're
Right.
attracting people that want to hear what you have to say. So
Right.
that's it.
Right. No
Um,
expectations.
yeah, so non-attachment. We should do a whole episode on being non-attached to alcohol.
That's so huge. That's so huge.
It is because I
And
was just
like,
reading about that this morning and it is the key to everything. Uh,
yeah,
but
I would like to do an
expectation
episode.
versus reality, right? Um, where else in life have you expected something and it didn't arrive, right? I have a very material version of that popped into my head when I asked
Yes.
myself that question. And you just don't know what the universe has in store, right? So
You
you and
don't.
I both worked in for a company for a lot of years, and it went dark, just out of the blue,
Right.
and very little warning, like a day's warning. And what so my expectation was is that I would be paid in full for what I was owed, right?
Yes.
And what didn't arrive? Two big paychecks. So gone, right? But what it did was free up space in my
Yep.
life so that we had time to create this together, right?
So
So
true.
a total, this doesn't make money. That did. But,
Right.
that's beside
Exactly.
the point.
Exactly.
And I
Exactly.
also had a situation where my 9 to 5 job, because of that job ending, or in sync with that job ending, my 9 to 5 job blew up with a lot of overtime. So that filled a lot of the gap
Right. Right.
temporarily.
Right.
So, can unmet
I
expectations be a divine redirection?
exactly. I um same thing with me. My work schedule is very strange, we know. But it allowed me to do this.
Yeah.
Even though the timing is work schedule is a little crazy, but and I was really bummed about it, but it allowed me to have days off during the week.
Yes. And back when I was working 7 days a week, that would have been hard for me, just energy wise, to
Yeah,
even attempt this. So a lot of God's protection, right? In
exactly.
in terms of relationships, right? We hear that phrase, rejection is God's protection. It
Yes.
doesn't just have to deal with members of the opposite sex or same sex in a
Right.
relationship. Rejection of anything can be God's protection to reroute you. So I think that applies in every area.
Oh, I think so too. And
Yeah.
it's very painful sometimes, but like you said,
And
there's usually good from
there's always good. We just sometimes we're not looking for it, right?
we
So
don't see it.
we don't see it. Yeah. And then
We're
the big
blinded.
one, vulnerability,
Oh,
right?
I can walk around with a sign. I'm feeling vulnerable.
I'm vulnerable, don't hurt me.
I can't talk. I'm feeling vulnerable.
Yes. But putting yourself out there is hard. In my childhood,
100%.
in my childhood, I wanted to be a background singer for Barry Manilow.
Oh my God, I
Never
didn't know
did
that.
I know. This is a fun revelation here.
I love
Never
that.
did I want to be a star. I never wanted to be the person in front. I never wanted to be an actor. Like
Right,
that's
right.
nothing. But I wanted to be in the background as a support role. And even in my relationships with men, I have literally reveled in being the woman behind the man and the support for them. Like that's my jam for sure.
Right, right,
And I'm like
right.
that with my friends too. So I see that as not wanting to be fully visible either, right? So
100.
being vulnerable enough to do something and put it out into the public domain is like a huge leap. For me
It's,
personally, I'm just going to speak from my perspective, writing the book first and just like, oh God, again,
yeah.
I hope people like it. I hope they respond kind of thing. And then this podcast, like we had no idea. We just had an inspiration. And
No
we don't
idea.
know if anybody's going to
We
watch it.
still don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we are increasing regularly, but
Yes,
are we are we competing with Michelle Obama or Amy Poehler, who I love? Like,
I
like
do love
no,
them
we're
too.
not even in that ballpark.
No,
So it's vulnerability to take a risk.
100%. I get scared even writing it sometimes
Mhm.
that putting it out there, but it does feel good. it's like my creative juices are moving and I'm not just doing my, regular day job.
Yeah.
Um, there's some movement in my
Yeah.
life
A-
besides that. And I think that's important.
And we all have something in us that wants out, right?
Yes.
But but for real, like
No, I
everybody
know.
has something that maybe you're listening to this and you're thinking, I really want to write that thing or create that piece of art or start a nonprofit or volunteer to do something, and you're questioning worthiness, basically your worthiness to
Yep.
be that person to do it. So I
Right.
hope this gives some inspiration to people to just go do it. Just do it. If you
Fucking put it out
fail,
there.
you fail. You just do
Right.
it again. You try something new. Like life is
You,
about experimentation,
right.
not about living under a rock and hoping nobody sees you.
Right. And we don't know if we don't try.
Yeah. And remember that you're not, it may be a physical product that you're selling, but it's not really the product. It's a piece of yourself
Right.
or a
Exactly.
lot of yourself that you're sharing. So
Don't be scared.
don't be scared because your people will find
Well,
you.
no, be scared, but still
And
put
do
it
it
out there.
anyway. And do it anyway. Take
Yeah.
your fear with you. Don't let fear hold you back from doing something when you have no idea what kind of impact it's going to make on people. You
Right.
know, it's
Right.
just, and I have
Well,
gotten comments like that about this. Like, I'm
like,
really not just I'm enjoying, which we want, but
right.
every
Right.
once in a while there's a nugget of wisdom that pops out of one of our mouths
Right.
and it
Who
lands on
knew?
somebody. I know. What are the chances of that? But I think when we think about being visible, right? I think it really stems from our childhood of being overlooked or dismissed. And I know
Oh my God, 100%.
you talked about in a past episode about when you were a kid and some trauma that you had with like not getting picked or kids treating you mean
Yeah.
in
So
school.
when I was in I think second grade, I was held back. But was it second grade? That's very young, second grade. But I oh, what was I going to say? Oh, yes. So a lot of my friends went on to the grade above, and I had to stay back. And I felt very left out. I felt very isolated. I felt like I didn't have anybody. I felt, and then they made fun of me. And that just,
So that can imprint on you for the rest of life, right? If you
I didn't
don't,
feel included. I didn't
yeah,
feel wanted.
yeah. And so that can make you feel like you're not seen, right? Um,
100%.
we have there's a saying, a term right now called pick me, right? The pick me girl, right?
Yes.
Where you try so hard to get picked, right? And I think it's a throwback to when we are younger and we really want to be accepted. And so that just
What it
carries
is.
on with us into later life if we're not aware of it. Um, it can cause all sorts of emotional trauma and damage, right?
100%.
And then we compare ourselves. So
We don't.
comparison is the thief of joy. I
Oh,
don't
it's
know
the
who said that,
worst.
but I hear it a lot. And I think it really makes sense because the minute I start comparing myself to you, I'm done.
Right.
I don't have what you have. You don't have what I have.
Right.
It's like nothing, none of us are exactly the same. We're not supposed to be. And
Right.
I think um when we think about it in social media, again, we go back to, the people that go viral or the
Right.
overnight success. You're in the
Right.
acting world, overnight success is
Yeah.
a misnomer, right? People work for years
Yeah.
and
It's
then suddenly get a hit show and they
hmm,
come seemingly out of nowhere, right?
right. Yeah. It's why them or what? Why not me?
Yeah.
Like you said, it's
Yeah.
from,
And
I think also from childhood. you know?
Yeah.
Why didn't I get,
It all snowballs, right?
yeah. Why didn't I get on the cheerleading team?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, because you suck.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know why I didn't get on the drill team squad, so, you know, that's
oh, that
that was
must
very
be,
clear at the moment it happened for me. So I thankfully I don't have any resentment or bitterness about that, but I get what you're saying. It's like, why
yeah,
not me? Like I can do exactly what that person does.
right.
But I think we have to remember the difference between metrics, the numbers and whatever the analytics say versus the mission. Our mission,
100%.
our mission, we did this because we were encouraged to do it, but also there was some inspiration inside of us that connected with
Right.
that kind of suggestion that kept getting put to us. So
Exactly.
this is our gift. You're welcome, America.
I know. What would
But
you do without Beth and Jen?
I know. How would you spend your Wednesday differently? But
Right?
staying consistent in anything that we do, whether it's exercise or learning a new language or doing a podcast, consistency matters. And just like
I
I was saying
agree.
with our analytics, we can see some of our earlier episodes are still getting views and
Right.
listens because people
Consistency,
are finding it.
consistency.
Yeah. So we are not in this for overnight success. We're in this to share what we came to share. And
Exactly.
it's about commitment, not about clout. Like we don't have any high aspirations except maybe to get a sponsor, but
Yeah,
that's
that
way
would be
down the
cool.
line. But
Right.
those things are um transitory, right? You
100%.
our 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 purpose for being here is to share what we have and
Our
hopefully make
stories.
people laugh, right?
Yes, a lot of laughter.
Yes. And
And we're
then
all learning,
yeah,
living and learning.
yeah. But what about being too much, Jen? Anybody ever told you that?
Yes, I've been told I've been too much.
By me?
Yes, not too much in necessarily a negative way. Well, kind of a negative way, but there's certain people where I'll get like um, frustrated, or I might be talking to a customer service person on the phone for 3 hours and I am going crazy. So in those incidents, I'm too much.
I think they're too much if you're taking 3 hours on a customer service.
I'm exaggerating. An hour usually, hour
Yeah.
and a half, where
Yeah.
I get so heated and crazy that it's just not good. It's not getting anywhere. I don't get anywhere when I'm too much.
Yeah. And
But
by too much, like being loud, too visible, too opinionated or passionate, I have definitely been told I'm too much because I do get on my soapbox about things that
you're passionate about.
I am passionate about and that I believe are important to the general public, right? And then there's that pressure inside to be liked, right? You write that post and then you keep going back to see how many people liked it. Or you really mean that post for one specific person. You're like maybe a little passive aggressive.
Right.
And you keep going back to see if that person saw it,
Right.
liked it.
We've all done it.
You just want
We've all
to,
done it.
yeah, we've all done it. But I think as we get older, and I'm going to speak for myself again, I
Please.
am I am 64 and I'm single, never married, no kids.
And
So,
you're ready to mingle.
and
Just
I,
kidding.
no, I'm not, as long as it's in my closet. But the fear or of taking up too much space, and I hesitate to use that because all those women just took their ride in space, and that was their whole phraseology was take up space. Like, I
Right.
don't mean it
Right.
like that. I mean, you're still you and you deserve to do everything that you want to do in this life. And being too loud, being too visible, being too opinionated or passionate, fuck that. Do it. Do it anyway.
I fucking agree.
The world gets
Mhm.
changed by people being too loud, right? And I've spent decades trying not to take up space. I was
Me
very, very
too.
shy, most of all of my childhood and a
I
lot
was
of
too. I
early
was too
adult.
when I was younger.
Yeah. So putting yourself out like this, I never liked the sound of my voice, and being on camera, oh hell no, that was not in my bingo card
Right.
ever. So imagine stepping into a podcast and then feeling like I'm too much for even some of my friends.
Right. Well, okay. Listen, I'm too much for some people, not enough for others, and just right for weirdos on TikTok.
You don't even know how perfect you are for TikTok yet, but we're gonna
I know it's a big learning thing for me. It's a
I
very
know, but
scary.
your humor, you are perfect for TikTok. So let's talk about
Yes.
things like imposter syndrome. And what
Yes.
makes Beth and Jennifer think that they can do this, right?
Well, we can because we are
We,
doing it.
clearly, this is episode 14.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
So we
Probably
obviously,
like 25 if you count the ones that we had to redo, including
that's true. No, don't lie. I think it's like more 50. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
it could be. Yeah.
Um, I think it's taking a chance. I think it's putting your
Yeah. But I think imposter syndrome is a real thing. Like why me? Why us, right? That feeling that we're maybe not as competent as or talented as other people think we are.
right.
I had that when I was went back in my club days. And you probably have experienced, well, I know you've experienced it because I've done it to you. Like, oh my God, you're so funny. You should do stand up, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
But the difference between writing a stand-up routine and just being spontaneously funny and riffing off of what people do or
Two
say,
different things.
two different things, right? So, is there a part of you, Jennifer, that thought, yeah, everybody said we're really, really funny, and then like, God, I don't feel so funny doing this sometimes.
Sometimes I think I question a lot of things. I think that's just like normal, but for a second, but I'm really enjoying it.
Hmm.
And I don't have any self-doubt.
Yeah. I
I
think
think I did in some moments I get like, wait, is this like not funny? Or not even is this not helpful or are people not definitely in my mind that definitely
Yeah,
is
because I think we started out funny and then
right.
it kind of morphed into, well, nobody's that funny an hour a day. Like
No,
I don't know that many people that could just sit here with another person and just be hysterical that people would want to watch, right? I mean, we want
right.
to
That would be
bring,
annoying.
yeah, and we do want to bring, because a lot of our jokes are inside jokes, so we'd have to explain them. And if you have to explain a joke, it takes the humor out. Um,
And it's probably not appropriate to
most of it not appropriate.
right.
Um,
So
but I think what we have morphed into is our growing edge of being more informative and talking about things that matter to us at this stage in
right.
our lives and things like that.
Exactly.
So we have to throw that original premise out the window to a certain degree and let this evolve the way it
It's
wants
supposed
to
to.
evolve, right? And
100%.
perfectionism, oh, we don't have a problem with that, do we? Because we are so
No,
focused
I
on
am definitely, that's not how I operate.
now. Um,
My, no.
yeah, and people pleasing, all that kind of stuff. And I think we are getting better at that. Even from the start of the concept of this episode till now, I almost feel
Oh,
like I'm over it. Like, all right, I already healed it just by having the conversation and the bad recording.
I'm so glad you brought that up because I actually totally feel the same way. I
Yeah,
like it not honestly. Okay, that's what it feels like to heal.
it is.
I don't, I don't,
Don't you feel a little freer than when
I
we
do.
And I'm going to bring something up. When we recorded this, we did not listen to it immediately, so we didn't know that there was a feedback problem running through the whole episode. We didn't know
Right,
that until last week. But
right.
when we were filming the promos for it on my phone, something kept happening. We kept screwing up or something. And you said, I don't think we're supposed to do this. And I could hear the doubt in your mind. And I think
I
you said it
remember
more
saying
than
that.
once, like maybe this is a sign we're not supposed to do this episode. And then what the fuck happened? But the sound was all distorted. I think
Wow.
you did that. I think you're powerful. You're like, I don't want to put this out there, but I'm
You
glad
know, I
we
did
are.
say that.
You
I
did.
I'm going to be honest. I had reservations,
I know. And the fact
but
that
you
you
know
said
this.
we're not pointing at anybody. I know that you still have a little bit, but I think it's an important conversation. I go back to the beginning
100%.
because everybody has things that they want to do and they're kind of slightly afraid or hesitant to do it. And we are here to say, go do it because that's what happened to us. We didn't go to podcast school. We clearly do not have a media team, and we have a very questionable engineer with no opposing
So
thumbs.
things are not on our side,
No,
but
yeah, it's not on our side.
we're showing up.
We have a couple of mics that sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. We're foregoing those today. We've got a closet or two and a belief that we have something to say.
And we're showing up.
Yeah. And if I wanted to spiritually reframe that, like I love to do, maybe the dream picked us, not the other way around, right?
Yep.
Maybe this inspiration, because I do believe that, first of all, I believe that all the ideas that have ever been brought to fruition are already out there. It's just getting in alignment with it and tapping into it,
Right.
right?
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
Wow, we're on the same page today.
Yes. Get out of my head. But I feel like this idea was out there and you and I just kind of heard it at the same time and grabbed it and said, maybe that's ours.
Yeah, I mean, why not us?
Why
We
not?
have closets,
We have
we
closets.
have opinions,
Yeah. Some stronger than
technical,
others.
right?
So for our listeners,
Yes.
um, just some tips. 5 signs that your friends secretly do support you, but will never leave a review. Take it away, Jen.
So they say I'm proud of you, like I said earlier, but have never listened.
Hmm.
That I mean, I think that everyone kind of goes through that.
Yeah.
They accidentally like an Instagram post from like 2 months ago.
My mind just goes crazy with those things. Like, what are you doing on my page scrolling back that far? What's happening? But yeah.
I've done that.
Hmm.
They say you're so brave, like you just confessed to a robbery. You're
Like
so
we're
brave.
in front of yeah.
Right. We're not, doing brain surgery,
Yeah. But we were
you
kind
know,
of brave that initial time. But yeah,
100%, 100%. I'm just playing around.
we've moved
They
past
say
brave.
I keep meaning to. This is like,
I have a thought about that.
yeah, share.
I think that is their guilt. Because if they're saying it every time they see you, right? Oh, I keep meaning to.
Right, because I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, because I'm done asking, right? Like I'm not going
Oh,
to
I
keep
don't.
asking you. If you said I'll
I
do
don't
it, I'll do
ask.
it, I'll do it. Um, but if they bring it up first, it's almost they want to be preemptive of your ask, right?
Right,
And
right.
before you get a chance to ask, I've been meaning to do that, right? And then the other thing, I think sometimes they think subscribing means it's a monthly fee.
Yeah. No, we're not charging
We're
or
not doing this
we
for,
just listen. We just want to inspire, laugh, you know.
and hopefully lift, right?
Yes.
Which leads me to our next segment. Oh, wow, that just came rolling right off my
That was
tongue.
very good.
Yes, we have uh
Yay.
our second little segment of Lift Her Up, which I love.
Yes, I do. I love
Pause for
this.
music, which will be inserted later. No,
Yes. fire
Um,
engineer.
yeah, just to backtrack one step, we're not doing this. We're not making money off of it. Maybe someday we will. I mean, that would be wonderful if we got a sponsor or sponsors.
That would.
But that doesn't mean we can't sponsor people that we love and support.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that is the whole purpose behind Lift Her Up. Each week, we are going to spotlight one of our friends or associates who's bringing something to the world, and we just want to give them a little shout out and a little promo.
100%.
So today, we are spotlighting Fresh and Foodie on Etsy, my friend Sandy Manuel. If you're looking for gifts that bring the sass, the spice, and a little bit of squad pride, check out Fresh and Foodie on Etsy. They've got t-shirts, mugs, and candles that are bold, witty, and sometimes just the right kind of political spice. Perfect for housewarmings, birthdays, or hyping your favorite sports team. The designs make a statement while keeping it fresh. Whether you're gifting another or treating yourself, Fresh and Foodie has your vibe covered. And I love this. Stay fresh, shop at Fresh and Foodie. And for our two in the podcast listeners, you can use
Yep.
code CLOSET10 for 10%
Awesome.
off your free order. Look at that. Look at that little circulation. We promote her, she helps our listeners.
Right.
I love that.
Put out.
That's how the
Wait.
universe works in tiny
Wait, you
form.
put out what you put in. No, you put out. You. What's the sound?
You get back what you,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Circulation. Just say circulation.
I think that's easier.
It's too early for this.
It is.
But I'm going to link her in the show notes. If you're on YouTube, her link, well, you just click right there and then remember to use Closet10 for your discount. We love that. Thank you,
Awesome.
Sandy, for doing that.
Thank you so much, Sandy.
Yeah. So if you've ever felt let down by the people you expected to show up for you, just know you're not alone.
And maybe those people weren't your audience. Maybe they were. They just didn't have the background characters in your original story, origin story.
We're learning the support doesn't always look like the way we thought it would, but it does show up in
Yes.
strangers, in reviews, and in people we didn't even know were listening. And I just want to, this is where I want to bring up my note. I want to remember what reviews and likes and comments and follow
Yes.
do, because this is
Which, just so
important.
you know, is a cue to leave us a review.
Yes, but before you do that, I want to tell you why it matters. Okay.
Yes. Tell
So
us.
regardless of what social media platform you find us on, um, they all have algorithms. So it's like the circulation, what we put out, we get back, right? So um the more we engage with you, the more of you we see. And in like terms, if you engage with our posts and our videos, that helps the algorithm know that people are interested and it will push it out to more people that we do not know, which is
Right.
really what we want to do. We don't want to stay in a vacuum with just our circles of friends because that's only going to go so far. We want to
We
get
want to
out and
spread the love.
yeah, spread the love. So when you share a post from one of our sites, that definitely helps us get seen, and it's free and it takes 2 seconds. Follows are even more important than likes, especially on Facebook and YouTube, because those things really help generate our videos to get out further beyond,
Right.
again, our circles of friends. Uh,
100%.
Reviews, oh my God, you guys, now we're begging. But reviews mean everything because that carries a lot of weight, especially on YouTube. So, like Jen said, this is your cue to leave us a review. We would really, really love and appreciate
Yes.
all the things that you say to us in private or in
Just
passing,
saying
or
there.
just say it there. And then we'll comment on it, and that just helps us. It helps us get visible. You know, there are 10 billion podcasts out there, and we are a tiny
a little,
microcosm in a sea of
right.
whales, right? So we don't expect that, but it would be really, really nice if you would feed the podcast.
Yes, feed the pod.
The tiny little fishies are hungry.
Exactly. Please, we love it. We love the support. It brings us joy. We hope it
Yeah.
brings you joy.
And it's a way to let us know that you're listening. And we love
Exactly.
you and we're proud of what we're creating and we're not leaving. So,
We're here to stay.
yeah.
I'm just kidding. That was creepy.
Those eyes, that frightened me.
I know.
And let me just say, I'm glad we're not in the same closet right now for
I
that
know.
obvious reason.
Right. My eyes.
But consider this your official invitation to feed the podcast. It's starving. It
Yes.
needs stars, but it would really love reviews because
Right.
this little fishy is hungry. We love you. We're proud of you, and we're proud of what we're creating, and we're not going anywhere.
Except maybe back in the closet. See you next week.
See you next week. I'm Beth.
I'm Jennifer.
This has been Two in the Closet.
Yes, it has.
Yeah,
Bye.
two in two closets. Till next time. We'll be back
That's
in
right.
one closet next time.
Yes. Yes. We like to be in the one closet.
Yes. Separation anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Bye
All
bye.
right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.